video is dedicated to start you on your way to a more exciting and pleasurable romance. By learning a few simple steps about makeup, atmosphere, and belly dancing movements, we hope to enhance your relationship with your lover. We will go through each segment a step at a time. Now that you've seen what you need for the look, let's go over the 8 basic steps. Chest locks. Straight posture, pelvic tilted in. Lifting your rib cage up and dropping down. It's like someone is having you by a string and lifting you up and dropping down. Camels. Pretend that you are facing to the wall. Straight posture and bend your knees. You're going to be using your chest, your stomach, your pelvic, and take hip circles, making sure your knees are slightly bent. You're going to be rotating your hip up and around. U-shape movement. Lifting your hip up and around, forward, and taking it to the back in a U shape. Hip circles. Small hip circles, bend the knees. We're going to take it in a full circle just with the hips, starting with the hips to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side. Egyptian walk, making sure to bend those knees. Lift your right foot up, taking it into a position, and lift the hip up and drop it down. And step back down with that foot. Lift the other foot up, lift the hip up, and drop it down, and step back. Lift up, drop down, and step. Hip and shoulder shimmies, starting with the hips. Keeping that pelvic tucked under. Shoulder shimmies. Keeping your movement soft. Chest locks. Okay, I'm going to show you this in single and in double time. First in single time, very important. Posture is very important here. Keeping posture up. Your pelvic tucked under. You're going to take your chest and you're going to lift it up and drop it down, as if somebody has you by a string, lifting you up and letting it drop down. Camels. Okay, there are 2 ways to practice this. You want to face a wall. Be about 2 inches away from the wall, or you could also do it on the back of the wall. But let me show you the front of the wall first. Pretend you have the wall in front of you. Bend the knees, very important here. Bend the knees, straight posture, pelvic tucked under. You're on the wall. You're going to take your chest first, right on the wall, then your stomach, and then your pelvic. So we have chest, stomach, pelvic, bend the knees, and take it back down into a hip circles. Okay, very important. Again, posture, pelvic tucked under. What I like to do is do a diagonal pose, and you're going to take your right leg. Now you could also do this in the left, so try your right first, then left. You're going to take your right leg and lift it up. Now remember, very important, your feet here is actually going to lift the movement up. So if you actually keep the foot straight and just flat-footed, you're not going to get anywhere with a hip circle. You need to bring that foot up and stay on the ball of the feet. Bring that heel up. You're going to take your hip circle here. You're going to take your hip and take it up and around like you're going to a full circle. U-shaped hip circles. Now you could do this on the right and the left. Doesn't matter, both. Okay. What I like to do is turn a little bit to the side. Okay, more of a diagonal setting. You're going to keep the knees slightly bent as usual. Keep the posture straight, pelvic under. You're going to take your right hip. Now, very important, I'm actually keeping my foot lifted up. Hip circles. Okay, we are going to do a small hip circle, a medium hip circle, and a large hip circle. Starting with a small hip circle, you're going to stay straight. Again, pelvic tucked under and posture straight. Bend the knees. You're going to take your pelvic and you're going to put it straight out to the front. Then you're going to take it to the side with your hip. Take your whole body to the back and to the side. Front, side, back, side. Now notice how I'm doing this. It's only going to be from the bottom down. Okay, now for a bigger full circle, you're going to take your feet and put them a little bit wider now. Same position, Pelvic tucked under. Take your pelvic and take it straight out to the front, to the side, to the back, and to the side. Front, side, back, side. Now notice how my upper body stays pretty much level and stays pretty much straight. It's going straight down and lifting straight up as I'm doing the full circle. Basic Egyptian walk, very important again. Bent knees, slightly bent knees. Again, straight posture, pelvic tucked under. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to lift it up on the ball of the foot. You're going to take your right hip, lift it up, and drop it down. And you're going to step down. Bring your left foot up. What we're going to do is hip and shoulder shimmies. First, the hip shimmies. Very important again, posture. Keep them straight, your posture. Pelvic is slightly under. Bent knees slightly at all times here. When you bend the knees, you're going to keep flat-footed for now. You could do this also on tiptoe, but for flat-footed right now, you're going to bend the knees. You're going to take your hips and let the hips just hit out to the side. Very softly. You're using your knees to move these hips. Shoulder shimmies. Okay, what you want to do is try concentrating first on keeping calm and relaxed. If you're going to be tense, you're not going to be able to move. So you want to relax the upper body. You want to take your right shoulder and lift it forward and take it back. Left forward and take it back. Now you want to do it alternatively, front, back.